Alright guys, so I just wanted to do a little touch base for you, and you guys may have noticed that I run on my bike it's an X-Creen Sport, which is great, but I find with my height that at highway speeds I'm getting just a little bit of buffeting at the top. So I ordered today, or actually a couple days ago, the X-Creen Tour. So supposedly it's about twice as high and a little bit wider. So just so you guys can see, this is the Sport here. Hold on. So that's the Sport that I have right here on my bike, and it's full of bugs because I was riding it yesterday, but that's okay. So that's it. That's the Sport. You can kind of see its size, right? So it's not huge, but it definitely helps a lot. And I'm about 6'1", so, and I have a long torso. So if I was about an inch or so shorter, this would be probably perfect. Now I do have a tour screen on here too, which helps it get a little higher. So just so you know. So that's kind of it right there. You can see it with the bike. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that one off, and we're going to put the tour model on. Alright, see how that works. Alright, so we're going to set up the tour model on the bike, and hopefully that should do everything it's supposed to do. It's just got a little dark there. Hold on. There we go. Again, since it's about 4 to 5 inches high in comparison to about 2, this should give me a lot more wind protection. So I'll do that right away. Okay, so we have the products. Here they are. They just came in. So this is, if that fits in there, the new X-Creen. This is the Tour model. So again, a little bigger, I hope, than the Sport, of course, and that's what we're going to be putting on. As well as I got a second, this is the clamp, so I don't want to drill into my windscreen. I like the clamp, and that's what I have with the Sport model as well. So when you buy it, normally you can get it just like this, and if you want to bolt it into your windscreen, this is all you need. This will save you a little bit of dollars. If you don't, you go with this piece. This piece here, honestly, I think it's about 30 bucks. But bonus for me is that, it's removable. If you switch bikes, you can actually move this between your bikes. If you decide you want to take it off and sell it, you don't get left with 2 holes in your windscreen. So I went this route. And yeah, that's why, I guess. But I'm going to do a quick unboxing just to show you guys what's in these packages. I'm not going to do an install, not going to do a putting together, because Twisted Throttle, which is where I actually bought this version. I bought the Sport version off of Amazon. Sometimes you can find it on Amazon. You can maybe even find it a little cheaper, but Twisted Throttle had a good price. So, and it was delivered within 2 days, so you can't complain about that. And so I'm not going to do putting this together. The instructions usually, at least in the Sport, were really good. But I just want you guys to see what it's like. And then I'm going to do a comparison. So I'm going to take it outside, and before I put it on, I will show you that, is how much bigger it is than the Sport. Let's start. So we'll do this part last. So anyway, here's the box. Hopefully you guys can see that. And in the front, of course, it's the Windscreen Revolution. It is the Tour. Okay. It does come, if you want to buy one, in either a smoke or a clear. I got the clear, and it just gives you some examples of how it can be mounted and pivoted on the different bikes. Now if you spin it around, this is kind of your instructions on how to put it. Now I wasn't quite sure what it meant the first time around, but these are dependent on how you choose to actually mount it. So it has the ability to be mounted so that it can only pivot, or it has the ability to be mounted with a large bracket that allows it to not only pivot this way, but pivot up and down on an arm, which is the way I'm going to be mounting it, which is also the way I mounted the Sport. So that's what I'm going to do there. Now, this, of course, so you guys can see that, is the clamp. Okay, nice and simple. This is going to clamp onto the windscreen, and then the actual X-Creen is going to mount to it instead of mounting to the bolt. There's a little diagram there. You guys want to see that up close. This one's super simple, right? Yep, not bad. Okay, so I'm not going to open that because that's what it is. This though should be nice and simple. Pull it out. Oh yeah, that's way bigger. Way bigger than the Sport. So that's good. This is kind of exactly what I wanted. So I was saying I really wished I could have about another inch. Well, I'm going to get at least that, if not more. So inside here we have a baggie full of screws. Pretty much all the mounting hardware. This, again, I'm not going to use. This is a sticker that you put on your windshield so that you can use it as a template to where to drill the hole. So I'm not drilling the hole, so don't need that. This is, this talks about the different positions that the deflector can go in to help with wind direction. So cool. You know, with the Sport, I probably had that too, but I mostly just played around with it till I found it to be the best for my style of riding and what I was doing at that point in time. But cool, nice. Manual. This kind of shows you how to do it. This piece, of course, is basically what's on the back, but it's you know, good size. Comes in French, Italian, I don't even know what language that other one is, German, and English. So should be covered, right? Should be covered, and that's good. I think they have a 1-year warranty on them. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, but unless you crash, you should be okay. So don't crash. Crashing's not good. And then last but not least, there it is. So again, I got the clear. And my Sport's about yay big. So this is almost, I'd say, about double the size and height. This is also much wider. So yeah, this is good. You can tell the brackets have or are much bigger than the Sport version because this is going to get a lot more wind hitting it, right? So I'm going to put this together really fast, show you what it looks like when it's finished, and then we'll go do a comparison on the bike and put it on. All right. A few minutes for me, a couple seconds for you. All right, bye. Okay, so this took me about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so to put this together. And I heavily recommend going through and watching Twisted Throttle's video on this because even watching it and some of the stuff in the manual, I'm glad the video is there to kind of see which pieces had to go in first so that you don't have problems getting them out again, etc., etc. Also be aware when you're done, depending on which way you decide to mount this, be it a bolt or a clamp on like myself, you are going to have, you'll see like I have extra screws here, I have extra little bracket pieces, I have these extra pieces, but they give you everything with the screen so that you can mount it via only pivot, only with the, I don't know what these calls, these wishbones or whatever, or clamped or whatever. So you're not going to use all of them, so be aware of that. But anyway, here it is. So it's done, right? All ready to go. These are the clamps, so these are going to go on my windscreen. And these sticking out are Allen keys, which will tighten it to the actual screen. So we're going to go inside, and before I put it on, I'll put it up against the Sport so you guys can see what they look like. All right, let's head outside. So we're going to head out now, and we have the new X-Creen, and I'm going to just give you a shot here and so you can see a comparison of the size difference between the two. So I'm just going to spin this around and we'll check this out. Hold on. Alright, so like I said, there's the original X-Creen Sport right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this one up so you guys can get a sense of the size difference. So yeah, so she's definitely, you know, quite a bit bigger, and I'm going to put it just over top of that So you can kind of see the difference that this should hopefully make in regards to the Sport versus the Tour. Now again, just want you guys to make sure, be aware, the Sport served me very well, and you save a little bit of money on the Sport. If I was just a little bit shorter, so again, I'm 6'1". If I was, I don't know, under 5'11", I'd say with a windscreen that's this tall, I'd say it's okay. This though should be perfect. So I'm gonna mount this up, and we'll see how it looks. All right, so there it is, all mounted. Yeah, definitely bigger, right? Which is good. And it's on an angle, of course, so it looks a little funky, but it's pretty straight. I can lift this one up a little bit, just to, yeah, that's probably better, right about there. So, just so you guys know, fully adjustable. I'm not going to, you can move it up and down because of the arms that are here, and you can pivot it back and forth like this because of that bracket right there. So, you can see it on there, and you can see, should be nice and easy. I can just, right, pivot that down when I want it, pivot into the spot. Now, the key is, of course, if you just leave it the way it is, enough wind is going to hit that, and it's going to pivot all to itself. So you have to make sure you take these and you spin them. So when they're in this position, it's locked, okay? And when it's in the other position, it's movable. So that's going to be for this. And if you look down in here, there's one there too. So if it's in the right position, it's movable. So we're just going to lock that down. And on this side, of course, over here, same deal. So there's one back there. So I'm just going to push that down. This is not going anywhere right now. Nice locked in place. And there we go. So this is what it would look like on the bike. So as you can see, that gives me a lot more room, and it's almost the same width as the windshield that's there. So I think that's going to be amazing. And there you go. That is the X-Creen Tour in comparison, especially to the Sport. So it's actually considerably bigger. You know, like I said, if I was a little shorter, the Sport would have been okay, and it lasted me, you know, almost a year. I think this is going to be great. Take that little bit of buffeting off the very top of my helmet, especially when my visor's up. Alright guys, you know the drill. If you like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff down there, please. It's beneficial. And we'll talk to you guys later.